Our next and final award brings everything back here to the United States and is a story that really left me speechless when I first heard it. I was introduced to our next awardees by a wonderful, dynamic colleague of mine, the creative lead for our Battle for Humanity initiative, Jessica Murray. And because Jessica is the person not only who introduced me, but is also the person working most closely with our awardees now on Battle for Humanity, we'd like Jessica to come up and present this award. Jessica.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited to introduce our next two awardees. Have you ever met someone and just known that you were destined to be friends? Well, this is what happened with Arno. So Arno and I actually met at this very prestigious event with very influential and powerful people at the UN, right here in New York, at the UN headquarters. And among the sea of suits, there was Arno. He had a beard, he had flip-flops on, he had cargo shorts, and a Hawaiian t-shirt that displayed all of his glorious tats. And I thought in that moment, I was like, this guy is my spirit animal. So later that night, we actually finally got a chance to talk at a working group for hate and extremism. And in one sitting, Arno challenged me and made me look and explore my own empathy levels. You see, Arno was a former skinhead street fighter. And after hearing Arno's story, I looked at myself and thought, maybe I should change the way that I think about white supremacists and neo-Nazis and change the way that I think how they should be treated. So as mentioned, we're launching Battle for Humanity, which is a game and a mobile app where users can choose missions to fight hate, violence, and injustice in real life. And they gain points by uploading images of themselves taking these actions. So I told Arno about the game, and right there, on the spot, zero hesitation, he's like, I'm in. Whatever you need, just name it, I'm in. And so since then, Arno's just been such an incredible mentor and has helped us start to design some of these missions and has connected us to other amazing people, which brings me to Pardeep. Pardeep, we just bonded over burgers last night, which was pretty awesome. Heard some amazing stories of how his in-laws stole his shoes at his wedding, and he had to negotiate to get them back, paid $300 to get his own shoes back at his wedding. But even though I just met Pardeep, his story is one that will stay with me forever. I cannot imagine, I cannot fathom the strength and the courage it takes to go through what he did, losing his father and his loved ones in such a horrific way, to then not only overcome the fear and the anger, but to seek humanity where others only see monsters, knowing that that's the only way to build the world that we want our kiddos, that our kiddos deserve. Recently, I just became a parent, and I was introduced to this new sensation. It's called worry. I thought I knew the concept pre-parenthood. I had no idea. And, you know, I worry about, you know, the person that my kids will see in me. I worry about how they will treat others, and I worry about how others will treat them. And I know Arno, I know Pardeep, and their daughters have really shaped them and have really fueled their mission. And what they have created together is so beautiful, and I'm so grateful that we get to share their story with you tonight. So.
I was in a number of white power bands during the 7 years that I was involved in hate groups, the last of which was named Centurion, and we were very popular.
We must secure the existence of our race and the future of white children.
As a band, our objective in Centurion was to literally cultivate violence. And we did that with horribly violent, racist lyrics. Today I'm humiliated by the things I screamed in Centurion and by the music that we made and the harm that it's done to the world, but it helps my practice because I was there. I can understand kids who are that angry today.
Arno was a very fine employee, and so were his 3 friends who were all skinheads. We were one of the only companies that would employ the skinheads at that time.
And there was one day when I'm at lunch in the break room and I'm kind of just like collapsed in the corner in this miserable heap, and I got this raging hangover, and I like reek of beer. And a guy I worked with named Lonnie, he was a black guy. He was well aware that I was this aspiring racist. But this one day, he saw me in the corner there and he's like, "Hey, skinhead, you want to have this sandwich? You look hungry."
We've seen with Arno and his friends how much they can change. You wouldn't think they could change that much, but it's astounding.
Those acts of kindness, that Jack's kindness, that Lonnie's kindness, like led me to a point where I was literally looking for an excuse to leave the movement. And that if it weren't for those acts of kindness, I may never have.
Our paths crossed very genuinely. There was no idea of like, okay, we should do this, we should speak on this, and we should, you know, form this movement doing this.
Like, and it felt like we had been friends our whole lives and just kind of went and hung out for squash curry one Monday night.
Sometimes we're searching and we need somebody to help us out. And I needed somebody to show me, you know, a different way, a different path, and Arno definitely did that.
On paper, we could not have been more different, but as we talked, it just, we were so similar. That it really kind of defined our mission from that day forward, which was to celebrate the fact that human beings have far more in common than different, no matter what. I think it's really exciting to think of the impact that Battle for Humanity will have. It makes like a game and a mission out of these same kind of small, innocuous acts of kindness. This is like something that really can transform a human life, not only for the person on the receiving end of these gifts, but especially for the person who's giving them.
That is heavy. So good evening. First and foremost, thank you so much, Search. Yeah, this the shooting that happened 5 years ago was one of the worst, one of the deadliest race-based hate crimes that had happened in this country in nearly 50 years. Since the time that 4 little girls lost their lives enduring the impact of a bomb intended for Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on a similar Sunday morning. At that time, when those little girls lost their lives 50 years ago, that inspired the Civil Rights Act into full gear and changed legislation and policy going forward. We wanted our sacrifice to be just as inspirational, just as impactful. But now we know that the challenge is also changing hearts and minds. I came to this country when I was about 6 years old. My parents immigrated from rural India. And I watched them truly struggle to turn their immigrant diaspora into the American dream. I watched them take one job over another in the hopes to make more money. I watched them go from one neighborhood to the next neighborhood in search of safety. I watched them give up some of their traditions in order to fit in better. And after 30 years, as they were on the cusp of achieving this American dream, I watched them be told that this dream was not allowed to people like them. That day, 6 immigrants lost their lives. 1 mother, 4 fathers, and 1 grandfather. If we don't respond, all of us, if we don't all respond in the right way, we will also have lost the legacy of what they lived for. We stand in front of you today because of the power of communal healing, simply because of the power of communal healing. And no one has taught me that more than Arno. Over the past 5 years, we have been able to harness that with our organization Serve to Unite and bring about communal healing and transformation to communities both nationally and worldwide. It is truly an honor, and we are truly humbled for this award. We accept this on behalf of communities locally and worldwide who go through struggle but don't allow hate to define them. We accept this award on behalf of the understanding that we face some challenging times moving forward. And most of all, we accept this award on behalf of the recognition that this human journey is so beautiful. The good times and the bad times shape us all. And what I've heard tonight is the responsibility also shapes us. If we don't all act, the legacy of what we are living for will be for naught. So thank you so much. God bless, and may your light shine brightest when it seems darkest. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Daniel and Sylvie and Boniface and Fatima and Pardeep, my fellow awardees. I'm just absolutely humbled to be amongst them. And I'd like your help in envisioning something. Can you guys play along with me a little bit? All right, first of all, I'd like everybody to take a deep breath. Let the breath out. Now close your eyes and picture someone that you deeply love. Fill your heart with a vision of peace and happiness for them. Now open your eyes. The room you see around you, this beautiful city that we're in, our country, our planet, that's the world where that beloved person lives. It's where you live. It's where I live. And our actions shape that world. Our actions are the input that the world gives us output from. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. said that hate begets hate, violence begets violence. I know a little bit about hate and violence. I was involved in white supremacist hate groups for 7 years. I hated anyone who wasn't a violent white racist. I attacked people with my bare hands because of the color of their skin. And I incited other angry white kids to do worse. Then I became a single parent. And my love for my daughter led me from hate groups in 1994. That love is here with us tonight, with the love each one of you brought to your hearts for your loved ones. One love. I'm here tonight because people that I claim to hate, a Jewish boss, a lesbian supervisor, Black and Latino coworkers, treated me with kindness when I least deserved it. They refused to be subject to my hostility and instead set an example for me of how human beings should treat each other. Now, as a human species, as a human race, we face some immense challenges today. And we're going to need all the peace and happiness and all the friendship and understanding that we can muster in order to meet those challenges. And it begins with simple acts of kindness. Reaching out to someone, shaking their hand, listening to their story, smiling to them, seeing their humanity. These tiny acts of kindness can change the world as they changed my life. And it all begins here tonight. I want to thank Search for Common Ground for the Common Ground Award this year. It's an immense honor. Search embodies the dedication to service and togetherness that our organization, Serve to Unite, is founded upon. I want to thank my daughter for leading me from a life of hate and violence. I want to thank my mom and dad and my little brother, Zach, who never gave up on me. They also helped me change my life. I want to thank Pardeep and the entire Kaleka family and the global Sikh community who introduced me to the principle of Chardi Kala, which is relentless optimism. And it's in that spirit of relentless optimism that I am so excited to be part of the development for Battle for Humanity app. I know this is going to make an immense impact on our world. It's going to be a beacon for our young people to fix the mess that we old people have made. And I want to thank each and every one of you for being here tonight. I love all you guys. Thank you very much.
See, spirit animal. They're so amazing. Arno is living proof that people can change. The greatest transformations start under the surface, and with these small acts of kindness, as simple as treating someone like a human being. And if Pardeep can build bridges across enemy lines, what's our excuse? Every single one of us, you and your kids, have the power to be a hero. Within you is that power to ignite this kind of change. Within you is the power to transform relationships and to transform society. And I want to make sure that you leave here tonight knowing you can. So, if you want to bottle up this feeling and so that you can take it with you, you can. Okay, so just hear me out. We've found a way to imprint inspiration into your very being so that you can access it at any time. All you have to do is accept it into your phone. Okay? You thought I was gonna say heart, right? Into your phone. But in all honesty, I know I'm joking around. In all honesty, Arno, Pardeep, and I, we would love to invite you guys on a hero journey. Battle suggests missions and rewards heroic deeds. It is designed for youth, but all are welcome. So if it is something that you are interested in or you think your kids would be interested in, we would love to have them as beta testers. So you can find us in your program or come find me somewhere. We would love to have you because your inner hero is waiting. Thank you.